Welcome back viewers. In today's video we are going to do the performance testing of the kernels available in Linux Mint 22.2. So we have installed the system. This is directly installed on my bare metal laptop, and we are going to test the Liquorix kernel as well as the generic kernel that is available in Linux Mint 22.2. So I have downloaded the Geekbench executable folder or the tar file from the Geekbench website, and if you have seen the earlier performance test being performed on CachyOS as well as on the Debian, you will understand how to do, what is the process, how to download it, how to extract the folder, and how to proceed ahead with the test. So you have to open the terminal in the folder where you are downloaded and extracted the Geekbench file. First, I will show you the kernels that are available here. So I have installed the low latency kernel. So 6.11.1016 low latency kernel is there. Then I got the 6.14.0-33 generic kernel. So this is the generic kernel, HWE generic kernel that is available right now in the Linux Mint 22.2. And then I have got the Linux kernel, that is Liquorix kernel 6.16.11. so this kernel is also there available on my system. So two kernels we are going to test, the generic kernel that is 6.14, and we are going to test the 6.16 Liquorix kernel. So I will be testing 6.16.11 Liquorix kernel and the 6.14.0-33 generic kernel. So let us start with the test. So first thing that you have to do is you have to do the change mode. So you have to give the permissions for the bin file to execute. So this is the bin file, the 64-bit bin file of Geekbench. So you have to give permissions for the bin to execute itself on this system. So you have to do this. Then you have to use this command ./Geekbench64, that will start the test. So the test has started, and you can see here right now the kernel that we are booted into is 6.16.11-1 Liquorix AMD 64, and this is my system configuration given. So first it will execute the single core test and then the dual core test. Sorry, not dual core, multi core test. And once the results are available, we will check out in the Mozilla Firefox. Then I will reboot into the new system, and then we will do the test on the generic kernel, that is 6.14 kernel, in the next video. Now the multi-core test have started. Same number of tests in the same sequence will be repeated for the multi-core. So the test is now complete and we can check out the scores here. The link is provided. You should open up the browser. Let us wait for the browser to open up. Yes. So you can see the scores here. 977 for the single core score and 3506 for the multi-core score. You can see the operating system version Mint 22.2. This is the laptop model that I have got. Motherboard version is also given. CPU information is there. Memory, how much RAM it is there available to the system. And these are the single core performance test scores for individual test. Have you checked everything? So I will now scroll upwards. So now to get a perspective, you have to check the older tests that were performed on the CachyOS and Debian Trixie. So if you compare this scores with the older scores of tests being done on Debian Trixie and CachyOS, you will get a good perspective. And also you can compare the scores of this test with the next test scores that will be available in the next video. That is the generic kernel that we are going to test with the Geekbench 6.5. So you can check that out, and once you do all the comparisons, you will get a good perspective which kind of kernels give you the best performance, which kind of schedulers give you the best performance. So you have to decide for yourself what kind of use case that you have got, whether you are doing gaming, you are doing audio video work, you are doing general office work. So which kind of kernel, which kind of scheduler will suit your you can say your work, and then you have to use that type of kernel and that type of scheduler on your system, so you can maximize the performance of your system and complete your work fast, or you can increase your productivity. So that's it for today's video. I will thank you all, and do join us for the next video coming soon. Bye bye.